So again, you can do it seated or standing. So what I'd like you to do is, first of all, find that same work we did in the lesson, in the previous lesson. So if we collapse towards inward, you can see how that ankle is shifting medially or towards the center. Or if we collapse the other way, it's shifting out. So in order for us to find the 4 points, what I find useful and helpful is you're going to try to lift all 10 toes off the floor and see if you can connect with the 4 points. Your mount of the big toe, mount of the little toe, outer heel, and inner heel. And again, if you look at the ankles here, so you can see my ankles here, they're lifting up and creating that equal distribution of weight pressure. So now let's just try to keep those 4 points, keep that ankle where it is, and allow the toes to come to the ground. As you're still gently applying that gas pedal motion through your big toe and the mount of the big toe. Now, we're going to start with the right foot. So maintaining that ankle position, maintaining your other 4 toes on the floor, staying connected to 4 points. Can you lift the big toe up, just like we did on the floor in the lesson before? And see if you can do that about 10 times, controlling the foot. So I'm not lifting that big toe and collapsing it. I'm maintaining my 4 points. I'm actively pressing and connecting to the ground, because everything in the body, or physics, for every force that is opposing force. So as I'm pressing through and down, I'm lifting up, right? So lifting through the arch, lifting through the ankle, and this is my big toe work. Now, can I press onto the gas pedal from the big toe? And now lift the other 4 toes. And again, as I'm lifting the 4 toes, I'm still maintaining my medial arch. I'm not letting collapsing it inward. So if you have some challenging time with your big toe pressing, you can always fold a blanket, a towel, anything, a belt, a strap, even the mat, and place it under the big toe so that it gives you something to press against, and you might be able to activate your muscles a little bit more, a little bit stronger. And then from here, you're going to just try to alternate 4 toes, big toe, 4 toes, big toe. There is a slight in and out motion, but it's a motion that is controlled, right? So this is going to be collapsed, that is going to be collapsed. And as you see, my ankle just moving in and out a little bit, but it's a controlled motion. I'm actively pressing through 4 points of the foot, maintaining those arches as I'm playing with my alternating the toe lift work. So then you can again lift all 5 toes, feel the connection through your 4 points, feel those arches, and then slowly bring the toes down. And then lift them up again, but see if you can also spread them. Okay, so you're going to spread them. You can even use your hand to kind of help. And then keeping those 4 points and keeping the toes spread, can you bring them down? So, and if you look at your foot right now, the front of the foot should feel and look pretty wide, right? And again, this is very intricate work, but it's very, very important. And you will see how it's going to show up in big movements such as squat, forward bend, balancing work, and other parts that we're going to be playing with, because the foot connects you to the leg connects you to the hips, and it's very important, depending on what you work on, to connect those structures together. So, and again, if you look at that foot, as your toes are spreading, the 4 points are active. The ankle is, if you put your fingers, again, on both sides of the ankle, you're going to feel the space equal, or more or less, space on both sides. And by now, your foot might be getting tired, and your leg might be getting tired, and whatever else you're trying to tense up to lift those toes, all of that might be tired, which is a very normal process. It's just how your brain is kind of trying to connect that intricate part of your body through the motor skills into your brain there. Okay. So I find it working with my clients, if they do one foot, it's easier than doing both feet together. However, for some people, it actually activates when they do both feet together. And you'll also notice your fingers will be helping you. So let them help, but then eventually you want to do it just from the feet. And again, for now, we are basically done. This is your toe lifts, toe spread. Okay, so toe lifts, toe spread. Can you keep the toes spread as you bring them down? And then play with your big toe lifts, other toes. So you want to do big toe lift 10 times, four toes 10 times, and then alternating 10 times as you're maintaining that 4-point connection and the ankle lift. So again, I'm not gonna do it on my left foot, so it's gonna be your homework. Watch this video again, or whatever you remember, implement on your other side. Great job, stay on the journey.